Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and I'm in my garage again today because I'm going to be doing my year-end tailings cleanup. I'm going to be doing all the tailings I've collected over the entire year, and it's probably over a year now, and run it all through my gold cube and see exactly what I missed, which I'm really hoping isn't a lot. You know, it's one of those catch-22s. I'm hoping I'll find a ton of gold because then it gets me more gold, but then I'm also hoping I find no gold because then that means I didn't really mess up any reviews. Now, the last time I did this, I didn't find much gold, a little bit of flour gold, but this year I'm thinking I will probably find a little bit more gold, and again, it will probably be a lot more flour gold, just because I did a lot of reviews this year that had a lot of flour gold, from Alaska Nugget 907 to recently a May 6. They were just 8, 9, 10 pounds of just flour fly poop gold. So there should be some flour gold I missed, and I will say one thing about this. I know 100% I don't always catch all of the gold, and that's my reviews are not supposed to be set in stone like this is exactly how much gold you're going to cover. And it's also why I only pan my material that I do, because I try to show in my reviews what a normal or average panner or expert panner, just what someone will get out of a panning the gold, because the majority of people that do this mailbox mining as a hobby only use a pan. Now, I could go and get a blue bowl and a Miller table and go and say, oh, look, I found an extra 10 pieces of fly poop. But the normal person wouldn't have found those 10 pieces because they don't own a Miller table. And I want to do my reviews based on what most people are going to be doing the Paydirt with, which is just a simple pan. Now, only reason I do this is just to check and make sure I'm doing a good job, and that's about it. But, you know I will miss occasional pieces. The real key, though, is to make sure I don't miss any big pieces. If I missed a half-gram nugget, somebody really got messed up on a review, and I really hope that doesn't happen. So, now let me show you. I'm going to show you the gold cube. I have it set up a little bit different this time, but I will cut in a minute and show you how I have it set up. I'm not going to be using a recirculating system today. I'm just going to be dumping it, but I'll show you that in a second. And let me show you all my tailings. So here we go. I have 2 5-gallon buckets full, another one half full, so about 12.5 gallons of Paydirt to run through. And I also have all my plus material. Now, this was all screened down. I screened it all down yesterday. It's very cold, so I hated playing in the water. But I'm going to play in the water some more. It's still in the 30s, but I need to do this before it gets too late and ends up freezing. Last year, I know I got delayed some because the buckets all froze, and once they're frozen, it's impossible. But I will pan all this out and see if I missed anything in here. I'm really hoping there is no gold in here. I mean, I'm really hoping. It's about a third full. So I probably have about 13, 14 gallons of material here to go through. So I'm going to cut and show you my gold cube setup and how I have it set up, and then we're going to just run a massive amount of material. So be right back. So for my gold cube setup today, it's going to be a little bit different than I normally do. I usually use a recirculating system because I don't like wasting water, but I'm going to be going through so much Paydirt, it was just fill up one of these tubs. I mean, I would be having to pull one of these tubs, and when I do the recirculating system, it's kind of takes a little bit of time to set up. And if you have to keep pulling the tubs out and resetting it up, it would just take forever. So I'm going to try this for the first time and see how this works, where it will be a just straight system. I'm just going to be pouring in water and pouring out. The way I have it set up over here on the right, I have my catch tub with all my water that's full that will be fed by a hose to try and keep it full. I don't know if my hose is going to be able to keep up with the 1,100 gallons per hour that the gold cube runs through, but I might have to shut down every few minutes maybe to refill it. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. But everything is just going to dump into a smaller tote, this one that I can just pull and replace with a new one. So as they fill up, I can just pull it, put it here, go dump the Paydirt, and hopefully it'll make it a little easier for me. I have no idea. We're going to find out. This is my first time trying this. It has all been leveled out, so the gold cube is fully level, and it should work perfectly. It'll just depend on the water and the system I built, and who knows. We'll find out, but I'm going to run the material really fast because the gold cube is supposed to be able to handle a lot of material really quickly. So that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully I don't waste too much water, because my wife is going to kill me when she sees our water bill after I do this. Now, I'm going to reset the camera, and we're going to run some Paydirt. And let's go do it. All right, let's get started. You probably can't hear me very well because of all the water, my microphone and all that, but let's just run a lot of material, listen to some music, and I can already tell my hose is not keeping up with my pump, so I will cut and keep having to shut down. So let's just run some material while I can. Alright, that was an utter failure with my new system. Probably should have set up my recirculating system, but it's too late now. I'm going to let the hose fill this up, and then we're going to keep doing this. I'm going to let you listen to a whole bunch of music, and you will see me cutting every once in a while and having to do this. Doesn't take long for it to refill up, but this is definitely not... I probably should have used 2 hoses. I would have probably kept up with 2 hoses. I just didn't feel like dragging my other hose all the way to the front yard. Alright, I'm going to start it back up, and I'm just going to let you listen to a whole bunch of material, and I'm just going to, as you saw, I'm just going to load this thing up quick and see what it catches. I've never really, usually I've been pretty careful about how slowly I go with the material, but the Gold Cube is supposed to be able to handle a massive amount of Paydirt at once. So I'm going to just start running it, listen to some more music. Alright, that's it. 1 gallon, 1 5-gallon bucket down. I need now to go and dump out my holder and put a new one in. It's not really full, but I figure I'll just change it out after each setting, so. Alright, I'm going to change this out, and then we're going to run a whole bunch more material. So that was 5-gallon number 2. So that's 10 gallons I've run through. Now I am going to run through the last 5-gallon bucket, so 2.5 gallons of material. And then I'm just going to clean it up. Well, I'll show you the solution and stuff like that. But let me just run the last of it, and then I'll be right back and show you what we get out of it. Alright, finished everything. That was it. All I have left is the plus material that was screened through a 1/8 inch classifier as per the Gold Cube website. That's what they tell you. That's what the owner says best. So everything through 1/8 or above, I guess it's probably about maybe 2 gallons of it. I will pan that out, but I'm going to go clean out the Gold Cube right now and see what we catch. So, be right back. Well, finished cleaning out the Gold Cube, and I apologize, I forgot to shoot it. It was cold. My hands were in the water. It was just bugging me. And the one, as much as I love the Gold Cube and as much as it catches gold like nothing else does, it is a huge pain in the butt to clean out. So that's why I only use it really at this once a year thing or for really big batches of gold. Because if you just run a little bit of material through it, you're going to spend twice as long just cleaning it up. So this is what I got at the top part of the cube. And this is what I got at the bottom. They're both about the same amount of material. I mean, they both hold the exact same amount. And this one, I just have to say the top one has probably more black sands in it than the bottom does. And then over here is my super sluice full of all the plus 1/8 material. And I'm going to pan all that out, pan all this out, and pan all this out, and be right back and show you what I got and what I missed during this full year of Paydirt reviews. All right, finished panning that all out, and let me tell you, it was really fun. I gotta say, it was really fun. The plus 10 was incredibly fun. Just because I saw a lot of dirt that I actually remembered. I found the little quartz with pyrite mixed in, and there were some big chunks of that, and I knew that was from the lesser family Paydirt I got when I went through a lot of those. There was some other bigger stuff that I saw that I remembered from things, and just the different Paydirts, and it was pretty fun. And it was kind of a letdown too, because you know, you kept going through it, and every time you get down to the bottom, you'd hope you'd see a nugget, but then you'd hope you didn't see a nugget at the same time, because if I found a nugget, it means I really messed up on one of my reviews. But then I panned out this smaller stuff, and I was originally going to pan it out separately, as in what I got from the top of the cube and what I got from the bottom of the cube. But since most of this stuff is really fine stuff, as you will see shortly, it just got too complicated, so I just mixed everything together. So let me show you what I got. Turn on my scale. Here we go. That is it. That is what I found in my tailings. But unfortunately, there's more. I also found these 5 pieces. So I was pretty unhappy to find those, because those are a little bit too big for me really to be missing. I shouldn't have missed those. The fine stuff, I know you're never going to get everything. It's just, that's the way it is. And sadly, I have even worse news. There's 2 more pieces of gold. Here, I'll view you, and I don't know why. Those 2 right there. There are 2 actually bigger pieces, and So I was kind of disappointed that I found those last 7 pieces. I don't know what to say. It just happens, I guess. You know, like I said in the beginning of this video, my reviews are based solely off of me panning the material. Now, I'm sure if I sent everything through a sluice or a miller table to do my reviews, I would probably recover most of this stuff and I wouldn't have found as much at the end of the year. But then again, the majority of people who are doing this mailbox mining at home wouldn't have found that, and so my results would kind of be skewed. So let's weigh it up, see what I missed for my end of the year tailings clean out, and hopefully it's not too high of a number. Let's go. Let's start with the smaller stuff. I will zoom you in. Let me move this so you can actually see it. Otherwise it's no good. Now I will say, I don't know if you can really see it, but there is still some black sands and some heavies in here. I wanted to make sure, this video is actually a day late because I wanted to make sure I really pan this stuff super careful, so I didn't try to get out every little speck of black sand, because I would rather weigh a little bit more right now, because this is not a review, than lose more gold. So I did allow that. Usually I'm pretty adamant about making sure all I'm weighing is gold, because I'd rather not weigh a piece of black sand and skew a review. So which is probably why I might lose a little bit of gold, is because I'm trying to be too careful. So I'm as I do this more and more, I get better and better. All right, so 0.150 or 0.1.14, and these. Good. See, I don't want the scale to actually move much. You know, normally I want the scale to be jumping up and up and up and up, and this one, not so much. So there we go. 0.162 grams of gold. Good news is, gold is actually really up. It's at $41.51 today. So me missing that actually helped, because the price went up a little bit. Well, that's going to be it. I am going to be doing another video either tonight or tomorrow morning, where I am going to be doing my end of the year results, and this was suggested to me by one of my Patreon members, where I will be going through my entire tally for the year on how much I purchased, how much I recovered, my average ROI, and things like that. So make sure you check out that one. See, I'm being patient with the scale today, because I'm going to let it so it settles. So all I have to do left is give out a 24 karat gold plated dime, and that is going to go to Marty Hoyt. So Marty Hoyt, you just won yourself a gold plated dime. You didn't get to see it in the scale before because I had it zoomed in. And there we go. Oh, see, it's moving. 0.16. I just bumped the table. 0.164. There you go. All right, everybody. As always, thanks for watching, and happy panning.